Welcome to our 5-minute Bible study today. We are, of course, looking at the book of Revelation. The last couple of times together, we've been looking at Revelation chapter 13, which is the tale of two beasts. We saw that the first beast, who comes out of the sea, represents the power of the state or the government when it exalts itself above God and demands worship. Then there's the second beast that comes out of the land, who is also later in the book of Revelation called the false prophet. And this beast represents false religion that uses its power to influence people to worship the state or the government or man. We saw that this false prophet, this second beast, could even perform miracles, fake signs, and deceive people. That's where we stopped last time. As we go on, there's something very interesting about this second beast that has caused a great deal of speculation about the book of Revelation through the years. It says in verse 16 and further of chapter 13 that the second beast forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands, a mark on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast, or the number of its name. Now this calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And that number is 666. Now through the years, there have probably been more speculation about this mark than any other part of the book of Revelation. Let's say a couple of things about it. The first thing to note is that it is a parody of the mark that God places upon his people. You remember a few chapters ago we saw that God marked the 144,000 as belonging to him. And we saw the 144,000, that represents or symbolizes the complete number of the people of God. So the people of God are marked as belonging to God, or belonging to the Lamb. Likewise, the dragon has his agents, the beast, mark those who belong to him. It is a parody or a caricature of the mark of the Lamb. This is the mark of the beast, that these people belong not to God, but to the dragon, or to the state, or to false religion. We all have a mark of some kind. We're going to give our allegiance to someone, either to the Lamb, who is God, or to the beast, who tries to take his place and who blasphemes the name of the Lamb. But now, it says that the mark of the beast is a number 666. What exactly does that mean? Now, there are two possibilities. I'll give you one today, and then we'll talk about the other next time. First, I should say that you've already seen that numbers in the book of Revelation are quite symbolic. We've seen the number 7 repeated several times, and the 144,000 itself was symbolic of perfection. So numbers become very important. And this is, again, a use of numbers, but it is a symbol, but there's also another use involved here. It's what the ancients called gematria, or gematria. It was the taking of letters and translating them to numbers. So for instance, you could take somebody's name and give it a numerical value. Now what you do, if you use, for instance, say the English alphabet, the letter A would represent number 1, the letter B would represent number 2, the letter C would represent number 3, and so forth. So you could take somebody's name and take the letters of their name and assign the appropriate numerical values, and then add those numbers up, and that would be the number of their name. The Jews of the first century, as well as other ancient peoples around the Mediterranean at this time, they loved gematria, and they loved to assign numerical values to a name. And so they would take someone's name and assign the appropriate values and say, this is the number of their name. Now, it's obviously easy if you've got somebody's name to figure out what the number is. That's easy. But if all you've got is the number, to go backwards to the name can be more difficult. And that's why oftentimes there would be a code. You could give somebody the numerical value of someone's name, and your friends would know who that refers to. But those who were not your friends, it would be a code, and they would have difficulty figuring out whose name the number referred to. So obviously John is using numbers that his readers will probably understand and know whom the numbers refer to. But unfriendly readers, perhaps Roman authorities or those who might persecute the church, they would not know what the number referred back to. So the question is, what or who does 666 refer to? It obviously is the number of a man's name. That's what John says. It is the number of the beast. It is the number of a man. So it's a code to point to someone that Christians of the time will know, but that non-Christians who might read the letter will not know. So it's an example of gematria, assigning a numerical value to someone's name. Now tomorrow we'll talk specifically about who this might be and who that person might be whose number is 666. We'll save that for our next time together. I hope you have a great day today. I hope it's a blessed day, and I hope you know the presence of the Lord with you throughout this day. And we'll see you next time as we consider further the number, which is the mark of the beast, and what that might mean for us. I'll see you next time.